Ghost Target Productions Limited presents a gothic, sci-fi horror from Guyver-Mcviegh. Meaning of novel. This is a novel about the inner struggles of Sean from the past events and telling the tales of many times. A man or something else caught in a circle of the past and present days of things he has done and regrets he has felt. With two races fighting for his soul as he holds the moons and stars hold the balance of the universe. For his love is a battle dragging him into the past. When his father makes him suffer, but cannot kill him, but take him to a place with his love to unite or destroy all life in the universe.
Inner Demons. Reflections of ghosts within the mind. Chapter 1. Nights often seem to constrict the view within a room, ensnared in a single mind or perhaps two, entangled in the reflections of 7 visions, suns and moons that blaze through the darkness.
A society that had judged a man walking under the spotlight of dark streets, with blood stinging, dripping onto distant sands, or beneath various moons. 7 stings in a visage that will never mirror among the stars or the azure haze on the horizon of the black hole that alternates between light and darkness. Gazing at a star that dims, then ignites in the far corners of Sean's eyes, or perhaps within his mind.
A grain of sand that lay buried, now suspended in the moonlit sky. A breath held him upright in the rain, as he pondered the nature of the correct light on the road. A stream of blood within the cavern of scars. Visions of the cross emerge amidst the pain as we turn away from the low moans and utterances of innocence and suffering that echo through the hills. Just remembering the joy of the killing and seeing the destruction of entire races. He gazed upon the face while grasping the 7-bladed sword, its sting piercing the minds of the myriad images that danced through time and space before him. Carrying the scars and memories of innumerable battles through solar systems and the expanse of time and space. Hearing distant voices, feeling pride amidst others' pain, knowing he once reviled in it long ago.
Then something changed.
Beholding the 7 stars, capturing the essence within a planet beyond his own consciousness. Thoughts and desires abound. He wonders, why does this planet ignite such passion within him?
The land. The people. The spirit they harbored within was never to be unveiled. And during the rift in his soul, he confronted those who betrayed him, seeking to strip away his life. Haunted by the shadow that lingers to this day, they clashed on the sandy shore and in the sea's embrace. The father, with tears in his eyes, proclaimed, "He is mine."
Despite holding every single grain of sand in his hand, Sean understood the sacrifice he had to make. Yet, he believed that one day he would align the stars in his mind and conclude the battle raging within his heart. Yet he remains uncertain of how to unite the moons and suns, as this vision is obscured by the forces and the cold shadow that now dwell within his mind, preventing him from seeing the true past. Only blurred images of battles and thoughts emerge. Visions of those who will aid him arise. Perhaps it was they who rescued him from destruction, whether on this planet or another. Why is he here, he wondered. Perhaps to shield me from the dark truth, or to seek out those who must be destroyed. He was aware that it had occurred at a specific location and time. When the division arose within the souls of all beings in the universe, it resembled the scars carved into the mountains of his mind.
Sean shook his head, momentarily baffled, and thought, how could that possibly be me? Observing fragmented glimpses of his actions through time. Yet, he knew that something was being concealed from his awareness. He wondered why he might have turned away from the destruction and the tight bonds of brotherhood he had formed through death and blood. Aware that it was the night of the so-called final solution against the enemies within the land, he was haunted by memories of a past child gazing into the universe. Aware of the next steps as he surged forward, reflecting in the sea's mirror, yet conscious of the many lives he had taken within his realm.
He brought death to many who were united. Now it was a battle for a race unaware of the enemy within. The Gormanduses needed to gain control and annihilate the Orthians on this planetary plane, while Shaw was plagued by visions of the betrayal he had instigated, fully aware that he was the pivotal link in it all. These dreams continue to haunt him across time and space, the echoes of death, the screams, and the sight of the seven beams replaying in his mind over and over again. Only to watch the dark void snatch it from his grasp. He pondered when he would bring together the moons, stars, and seven suns.
Sean experienced a sensation of darkness and a tingling coldness within a mental cavern. Darkness dwelled within his silent soul, and battles raged against the essence of time as he observed a solitary figure seated on the cave floor, surrounded by drawings of battle scars. The solitary flame on the floor illuminated only the figure who stood gazing, tracing the scars of history. Approaching, the figure turned, revealing his younger self reflected back at him. With a sword grasped firmly in his hand, he felt the conflicting emotions of hate and love in his gaze, poised to either soothe the stream or ravage the serene landscape. The wind whistled through the cavern, mimicking the haunting howls of wolves lurking in the darkness. He advanced towards the flame's glow, and the chill enveloped his slight frame. Gazing up at the scar marking the cavern's tomb, he edged closer to the aperture, his trembling hands struggling to grip the lengthy sword. Echoes of past battles and the wolf's bloodthirsty howls filled the air once more.
As he approached the scar, he felt a sudden warm breeze in the air. He retreated, only to witness a shadow flit and vanish amidst the walls stained with blood and tears. The figure bore a resemblance and scent of someone he once knew, but from which time? Did he even wish to cross the void, to confront and experience those emotions once more? He remained stationary on the rock, yet a part of him still felt connected to the tribe and his lineage. However, he no longer felt like one of them. He had changed when the breeze and a touch graced his face. The reverberations of history within the caverns and along the battlefronts carried a chilling essence of treachery and deceit. Perhaps that is why they conceal themselves in the mind's darkness and the conflicts within the walls. He advanced slowly into the night, with howls echoing behind him and stillness lying ahead. He recalled his father's warning, "Do not step outside the square, for your world exists within the cavern's stones." What could this mean? He wondered. Why should I not take the step and explore the world that is my life? Feeling the sand beneath his feet, the anger of the cave faded from the walls of his mind. Hate, greed, and the echoes of battles past trickled from his body to the ground, which seemed to absorb the whispers of the few. For a moment, all he could see was the lifeless sky above, yet he sensed a light piercing the darkness of this new void. A beacon of hope, a solitary dream amidst a vibrant culture of life, and a newfound warmth in the sky that extends its hands and love to all within.
As he turned, he felt the darkness at his back and the echo of cries dying within his mind. Summoning him back to his rightful place, where he is meant to be always. Promising him unparalleled wonders and treasures beyond imagination. Turning once more into the voiceless darkness, merely a light unseen within the cosmos, yet felt within the soul, mind, and body. He was uncertain of its meaning and where it might lead, yet he felt compelled to witness the view he had been warned against observing. He stepped forward to the rock's edge, his body shivering as cries for help pierced the night. Collapsing to his knees, he watched as the shadow swept past overhead, darting through the darkness as swiftly as a comet streaking among the stars. As he moved forward, the view unfolded before him, burning light stretching across the land and into the seas, stars falling from the sky, and a palpable sense of greed emanating from the species below. How did he know that? Then, a voice behind him said, "Come back. They can never be saved." Their greed surpasses anything we could ever possess. That's why we must destroy them now. Sean was on the verge of turning away when he paused to ask, who are the ones consumed by greed? And why must we destroy them? Murmurs echoed within the cavern, inaudible to him. Turning once more, he gazed down upon a small patch of the land. A light shone forth, not fueled by war or greed, but by love. He attempted to perceive it as the solitary candlelight kindled a thought or spirit within his mind. Yet now, a stronger force stirred within him. The urge to battle was overwhelming, and the summons from the cave was too compelling to resist. The allure of life, wealth, love, and supreme power was overwhelming. Yet, he knew that deep within, if given another chance, he would stand here and choose differently.
A flurry of wings crossed his vision, and as he turned, he noticed a solitary, barren tree near the cave's entrance. Amidst the darkness and the struggle between love and hate, he came to think darkness appears to be the most potent light. Then, he noticed a figure and approached it. A sweet aroma and a surge of emotion swept through him, compelling him to turn back towards the solitary star that illuminated the small expanse of land within his view. A slight smile appeared on his lips, but it quickly faded when he heard the cavern's growl. A figure with eyes that glowed like embers stood before him, its gaze fixed upon him. Sean was acutely aware of the internal struggle he faced at that moment. But who are these individuals, and what do they seek from me? Not a word was spoken. He recognized the silhouette on the tree as a blackbird, an entity he had previously sensed and witnessed through its eyes.
The other figure mirrored someone he recognized, perhaps even trusted, yet harbored the darkness of a tainted soul veiled by the guise of a virtuous man.
He paused for a moment to consider if he truly had a choice of which figure to follow in his life. Feeling the icy air, he gazed down at the scarred ground, strewn with puddles that held the remnants of the past, blood, hope, and shattered dreams. He observed his own reflection. "I am a boy," he declared. "I must be at least 5 years old." Yet, his eyes, his face, were filled with rage and greed. How had this come to be? Gazing upward, he observed the bird lower its head, and he sensed a tear forming in its eye, mirroring the one in his own. But as he touched his face, all he could feel was the jagged edge and the coldness against his skin. As Sean extended his left arm, the majestic bird soared into the air, and he hoped it would alight upon him and reveal the purpose of its journey. Yet the bird glided by slowly, feeling the sting of the tear once more. Looking down, he noticed the tear had melted a small patch of ice, revealing a single shoot emerging from the despair and darkness of the soil. As he stepped back, the air grew colder when the figure dashed away, and he found himself once again sitting in the cavern, surrounded by chants and cries that spoke of death and glory. These thoughts snapped him back to reality.